To you, this is Kingdom Vibes. I am Reverend Dr. Neil Purchase. With me in studio is Reverend Augustus Andrew. This is our boy, Daily Boy out of Canada.
Y'all need to shepherd the sheep is so lost. How you need guidance, just look to the cross. Fighting.
We've got a brand new one to drop from Marissa to Hall for you this afternoon.
We shook them off, swerving the oppas only way up.
So good afternoon to you wherever you're locked in from.
Living the rock, don't need your option.
Wherever you're locked in from in the 592.
No, I ain't
Wherever you're locked in from in the 597.
ready or not. Flowing the
Wherever you're locked in from in the 718.
raining too heavy, we wetting the crops. Switch up the net, is you ready to
Wherever you're locked in from in the 868.
my zone, never be blocked. Give me my pen and I'm ready to.
Hey, we've got area codes. We've got area codes that wherever you're locked in from, we're just glad that you're here with us.
God even set me free, sipping and smoking the weed. Yeah, I'm who you want me to be. 180 degrees. Yeah, God even set me free, sipping and smoking the weed. Yeah, I'm who you want me to be. 180 degrees. Yeah.
We've got to give you another Daily Boy for you. This is another one. And my brother out of Canada, man. I love it.
Yahweh, give me the blessings like the manna from the sky. Jesus gave us life, you know us Christians never die. Poured up from his heart, you know they stuck him through the side. How can I deny? How can I deny? How can I deny? How can I?
Producers getting paid, music's getting made. Do it for his glory, we don't do it for the fame. And in the making change, yo, we in the making changes. Shackles and them chains getting loose, we getting brazen, getting.
Hey, Reverend Augustus, this afternoon is going to be sheer fire in the place, man. So let's take a moment to pray and lead the people in.
Awesome. Good afternoon to you, wherever you tune in from. We give you greetings from Kingdom Vibe, and it's an honor and privilege to have you listening and being a part of the family. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you, we praise you, God. God, we magnify you, O God. We give you all glory and praise, O God. We thank you for this day, O God, that you have made, O God. We will rejoice and be glad in it, O God, that we are in the land of the living. Thank you for every nation that is tuned into Kingdom Vibe, oh God. God, we pray that you will continue to do what only you can do in their life, oh God. Meet them at the point of their need, oh God. Even so, we pray for our next generation of leaders, oh God, our young people, oh God. You see what they're going through, you see where they're hurting, you see their struggle, oh God. Open doors, oh God, and reach them in every capacity, oh my God. Send people to speak to them and to encourage them, oh God. This afternoon, oh God, it might be an engaging conversation, oh God. May it bring glory, honor, and praise to you. We give you all glory in Jesus' name.
I cannot deny.
16, trapping and just whipping. I was on my grind trying to live that big dream. Holy Spirit caught me, whip me like it's whipped cream. Caught a glimpse of God glory, now it's ditch scene. Yahweh, anything you have for me, give me Yahweh. Even if you didn't, I would follow Yahweh. Loving that you have, loving that you have. Yahweh, Yahweh, yeah. Yahweh, 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 Yah.
Yahweh, give me the blessings like the manna from the sky. Jesus gave us life, you know us Christians never die. Poured up from his heart, you know they stuck him through the side. How can I deny? How can I deny? How can I deny? How can I?
Yeah, we're rocking some Daily Boy. A new one, another one. This one is not out yet, but it's coming soon.
Take 2 notches. Took 'em with the process. Joe. I live live for Jesus, cause Jesus, he ain't died for me, died for me. Just to show how really is he rise from me, rise. All too lovely, that sin is too real. God, you love me, you give me new zeal. I just want you the feelings you feel. Don't give me no pill, just the healing you did. I live for Jesus, cause Jesus, he ain't died for me. Just to show how really is he really rise for me. I'm talking to God like every day and every night. That's just how I know he's still alive. Whoa, must admit, I was wearing a disguise. I was never gangster, I just lied. All about my pride, shorty, I was blind. Knocked me off my high horse, stood that scale up from my eyes. Thinking I was free when really I was wild. All about my pace and I forgot to see the signs. Hop up on my body, put my flesh into the side. Feeding on your flesh, well that would lead to your demise. No. I had all this knowledge while professing to be wise. Handling that pressure, pushing pain into the side. Take me by the hand, Lord, I really need your guidance. Thank you for that favor, all the blessings you provided. Thank you for your safety, you a rest that I could hide in. Thank you for your presence and your praises I buy. Even when I'm crying, even when I'm hurting deep inside, it's like I'm dying. Facing all my fears and that rejection's like a giant. Had me feeling low, reminiscing where that time went. I'm just checking how my time's been. That rebuke is like a tyrant. Feeling lonely on my island. Getting comfy.
We starting it back from the top. This one is dedicated to somebody who've been through some stuff, who've been struggling with some stuff. Just to let you know that there's a way out. There's a Jesus who can deliver you.
I live for Jesus, cause Jesus, he ain't died for me, died for me. Just to show how really is he rise from me, rise. All too lovely, that sin is too real. God, you love me, you give me new zeal. I just want you the feelings you feel. Don't give me no pill, just the healing you did. I live for Jesus, cause Jesus, he ain't died for me. Just to show how really is he really rise for me. I'm talking to God like every day and every night. That's just how I know he's still alive. Whoa, must admit, I was wearing a disguise. I was never gangster, I just lied. All about my pride, shorty, I was blind. Knocked me off my high horse, stood that scale up from my eyes. Thinking I was free when really I was wild. All about my pace and I forgot to see the signs. Hop up on my body, put my flesh into the side. Feeding on your flesh, well that would lead to your demise. No. I had all this knowledge while professing to be wise. Handling that pressure, pushing pain into the side. Take me by the hand, Lord, I really need your guidance. Thank you for that favor, all the blessings you provided. Thank you for your safety, you a rest that I could hide in. Thank you for your presence and your praises I buy. Even when I'm crying, even when I'm hurting deep inside, it's like I'm dying. Facing all my fears and that rejection's like a giant. Had me feeling low, reminiscing where that time went. I'm just checking how my time's been. That rebuke is like a tyrant. Feeling lonely on my island. Getting comfy with the silence. Took it to Jehovah, that's where I went. Feasting on your word like I'm dining. Try and go higher, I've been climbing. Seen that living water and I dived in. Learn to keep it trucking, I've been driving. Learn to keep it moving, I'm just trusting in your timing. On that narrow pathway, strutting in alignment. Passed a couple tests, now he put me on a sign.
Let me tell you something. When you hear Dale's story, you understand where this music is coming from. It's coming from a place of transformation.
Yep.
And so for some young man today who you know, you're going through some stuff, you're struggling, this is the music you need to listen to, because he has a story that he's telling us about his life and the difficulties and how Jesus changed his life.
Don't give in to that sin, it's so enticing. Don't give in to that sin, it's so enticing. I'm just trying to do the right thing. Keep the vibe vibrant. Yo. Joy on me, keep that light bright. Gotta keep that oil on me, homie, looking like bright. Living water on me, homie, dripping like pipes. Count the cars, homie, I've been serving like light. Ain't falling away, can't crucify him twice. Good soil on me, homie, reaping like right. Keep the armor on me and we looking like knights. Keep the word on me like a double-edged knife. All too lovely, the sin is too real. God, you love me, you give me new zeal. I just want you the feelings you feel. Don't give me no pills, just the healing you deal. All too love. God, you love me, love me. All too love. Oh yeah. All too love. God, you love me, love me. All too love. Oh yeah. All too lovely, the sin is too real. God, you love me, you give me new zeal. I just want you the feelings you feel. Give me no pills, just the healing you deal. All too love. God, you love me, love me. All too love. Oh yeah. All too lovely, the sin is too real. God, you love me, you give me new zeal. I just want you the feelings you feel. No bills.
This is Marissa to Hall for you. This is another brand new track. This one was dropped only on Friday. Reggae style for you.
Prisons keep restricting me. Obstacles never end. Constant affliction, yeah. A thorn in my flesh, Father. You are the giver of promised rest, yeah. Hear my request, Lord, set me free.
Hey, let him set us free.
I wanna be released. Lord, set me free.
When you tune into Kingdom Vibes, it's beer vibe. First time being played in Guyana.
Your name is strong tower, yeah. From this captivity, I'm free indeed. Oh, yeah. So take all my worship, take all you need. Let your holy presence just breathe on me. Lord, set me free. I wanna be released. Yeah. Lord, set me free. Break these chains up.
I gotta pull this one back from the top. Lord set us free.
Prisons keep restricting me. Obstacles never end. Constant affliction, yeah. A thorn in my flesh, Father. You are the giver of promised rest, yeah. Hear my request, Lord, set me free. I wanna be released. Lord, set me free. Break.
This is the kind of music we need our young people to listen to, man. God set them free.
You are a mighty deliverer.
Everybody want to talk about gunshots and lick shots and all kinds of stuff. But listen, we lifting up the king. We want the king to set you free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So take all my worship, take all you need.
We want to see a turnaround in your life, 180 degrees turnaround.
Just breathe on me.
We want to know what God can do for you. We want you to know that He can.
I want.
He can set you free. He can release you.
Yeah. Lord, set me free.
We hearing about the trap dance out, but we got some good kingdom music that will lift you up and lift you out of the mess that you're in.
I'm going from strength to strength. I'm going from faith to faith. I'm going from glory to glory. I worship you. I'm going from strength to strength. I'm going from faith to faith. I'm going from glory to glory.
Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity.
I wanna be released. Yeah, yeah. Lord, set me free.
I need you, Lord. I need you.
Break these chains off me.
I need you, Lord. I need you. Say, set me free, Lord, set me free. Hear me now. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity. Set me free from anxiety. Set me free from poverty. Set me free from idolatry. Say, set me free, Lord, set me free. Hear me now. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity. Set me free from anxiety. Set me free from poverty. Set me free from idolatry. Say, remember who the Son is set free is free indeed, free completely. So we declared over the lives of our young people today that God is about to set you free.
Amen,
God
amen.
is setting you free. He's destroying the yokes of the enemy from over your life. I need you. Set me free. Say, set me free.
Yeah, Lord, set me free.
This is our prayer that God will set you free. I need you.
Break these chains off me.
I need you, Lord. I need you. Say, set me free, Lord, set me free. Hear me now. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity. Set me free from anxiety. Set me free from poverty. Set me free. Idolatry. Say, set me free, Lord, set me free. Hey, set me free, Lord, set them free. Set me free, Lord, set them free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity. Set me free from anxiety. Set me free from poverty. Set me free from idolatry. Say, I need you, Lord.
I wanna be
Say,
released.
set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, I need you, Lord.
These chains off me.
Hey, DC, tell them when Jesus set you free what they gotta do.
Turn it up.
DC, tell them what they gotta do once they're set.
The very essence of our being is a representation of Jesus. Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit.
Victory is already won.
Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit. The victory has been won. Repping the King,
That's what we do once we set free. We rep the King.
repping the King.
Jarmo, turn it up.
Is there somebody repping the King? Send some fire. Put up some fire. Put up some hearts in the chat. Let us know that you're repping the King.
Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit. The victory has been won. Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit.
Come on, throw your hands up. Throw your hands up.
Repping the King, every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King, repping the King. Every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King. This is the way that I live. Probably won't tell from the way that I sing. Probably won't listen cause I'm rapping between trap beats, but I got Christ in my veins. Stay high cause my mind's on higher things, like blessing his name, bringing him fame. I can't believe the world thinks that this is a game. We super cool, they super lame. They got the fame, we got the flame thrower. Power this hour, effectual prayer that makes our demons cower. If they escape the fire, we got them rain showers to watch them all away like in the days of Noah. Oh, I make a mission to tell you, I hope you listen. And through this concrete, it don't shine and glisten. As when I was buried in low self-esteem, Jesus raised me to life when he gave me a dream. Now I'm on the same team.
DJ, pull this one back up. Pull this one back up because we got to remind somebody today that we are repping the King, all right? We've got to let somebody know that we are repping the King. We've got to let our young people know that we are repping the King. We are not ashamed of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Repping the King. Once you've been released, once you've been set free, you should not be afraid to rep the King wherever you are.
The very essence of our being
I'm losing my voice, man.
is a representation of Jesus. Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit. The victory has been won. Hands in the air for the Father, hands in the air for the Son, hands in the air for the Spirit. The victory has been won. Repping the King, every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King, repping the King. Every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King. This is the way that I live. Probably won't tell from the way that I sing. Probably won't listen cause I rap in between. Trap beats but I got Christ in my veins. Stay high cause my mind's on higher things. Like blessing his name, bringing him fame. I can't believe the world thinks that this is a game. We super cool, they super lame. They got the fame, we got the flame thrower. Power this hour, effectual prayer that makes all demons cower. If they escape the fire, we got them rain showers to watch them all away like in the days of life and he gave me a dream. Now I'm on the same team as a Godhead. I follow his commands, not the God bears. His promise is the truth for him. I live and die cause he is not a man that he's a trick or lie. Repping the King, every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King, repping the King. Every day repping the King. This is the way that I live, repping the King. Reason I rep and I sing, every day repping the King. 6-0. Intro too long for me to wait for it. The flow too dangerous. Maybe if I wasn't the craziest dreamer, then I would have friends or fam. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if this world was not extra cold, I would give in my heart and my soul. But for gold and the money back roads, they traded their happiness, peace, and their soul. What is the goal? If you got everything you ever wanted but still lose your soul, there is no peace in your house, but you call it a home. Everyone up in their phone. This is the pick of success they don't paint. If I wait on God, I will run and I faint. I'm not a saint, I haven't been waiting on him. TBH, I've been having some problems within. I doubt and I worry about whether this is real. Her from God the Father and I feel confused. What should I do? Is it even true? Jesus up in heaven, tell me that it's true. Show me things and let me know it's straight from you. Maybe you showed it and I didn't look. I've been searching for you all up in this book. Only peace I feel is when I'm asleep. Don't have to think about it on repeat. But every morning you keep on waking me, so I'm letting go. The answer is not mine to know. I know that you got all control. So why do I feel like I'm alone? Feel like I'm fighting on my own. Father, put strength into my bones. I know that you got all control. So why do I feel like I'm alone? Feel like I'm fighting on my own. Father, put strength in my bones. Put strength in my bones. Help me put my trust in you. Help me put my trust in you.
Help me put my trust in you.
Help me put my trust in you. Help me put my trust in you. Help me put my trust in you. No matter what I'm going through, help me put my trust in you. Down in the valley where evil surrounds me, I'm calling for peace, but it's like she can't find me, and fear infiltrated my heart, pumping the blood in my veins. So cold, I need a spark, fire in my heart, blaze away my fear, clean my blackened parts, give me grace again, help me wait it out. Trusting where I cannot trace you ain't easy. Told them what you say, they didn't believe me, and sometimes I doubt you myself. I need to renew in no fade, although I need your help. I've been trying so hard just to figure something out. Got me depressed and it's kind of plaguing out. People look at me and know that something's wrong. Hard on my sleeve, so I rapped it in a song. Casting my kids on you, how I know best, and I'm hoping they listen to this when they stress. The future is heaven, but right now I'm going through hell. The battles I'm fighting, I really can't tell if I'm gonna make it unscathed or if they
in your presence. There's no sweeter place to be than in your presence, to behold your majesty. in your presence, that is where I find my peace. I just wanna be in your presence. What do you do when your friends and then they're your enemies? What do you do? What do you do when your family is just talking about getting from you? What do you do when you came back from a long trip and your girlfriend's talking about that y'all should break up? No, what do you do when options are few and the road you choose could mean life or your doom? When oceans are wavy and storms are just raging, you're hanging on for life, 'cause you're about to die. Calling his name, get in his presence, take all your troubles and give it to him. He is your refuge, it don't matter if you're drowning in sin. He's there to your rescue. You know, like I know you tried everything, and still you know.
We've been watching the unfolding in the news of the violence among our young people, and it's really, as I'm listening to DC talk to us, and I'm listening to Dale talk to us, as I'm listening to Marissa talk to us, really and truly, we've got to be interceding for our young people. We've got to be standing in the gap for our young people. But also, more than standing, we've got to really begin to talk to them and mentor them, because we're losing a generation. And the reason we're losing a generation, it is because we're not seeing the models, we're not seeing the examples that they need to see. And so they're left exposed. And so indeed, it's something important that we've got to do in this particular time and season. You know, it's tough.
You know, I heard the word you said, leave exposed. Sometimes the examples are there and the models are there, because when we look around and we have some good kingdom people who are training up their children in the way that they should go, but sometimes when they go to school and the school environment, and sometimes the other kids take advantage of them and they put them in a different frame of mind. You know, like the school bullies, you soft, and they take advantage of you. And so sometimes is a wide base of stuff we have to look at. There's those who the example are not there, and there's those who the example is there, but sometimes the society and the environment stray them away. So, but indeed we need to do something more than we're doing to help build more good moral standard for our young people to look up to. You know, even as I look at myself, I grew up in church, but in school I had it tough. People used to take advantage on me, and because of that, I'm an easygoing person, but from time to time I do some violence thing because of the pressure on the outside. My mother didn't raise me to be violent, but sometimes because of the pressure of outside, we don't know how to deal with it, and we react in a certain way because I can remember one time pushing a pencil up a guy's hand because he was bullying me and these things. So a lot of things we have to, when we look at the young people and the violence, a lot of stuff sometimes contribute to where they are, and we have to find the root cause and try to deal with it from the root cause.
I think that's important. That's one of the things that we really have to pay attention to. What is the root cause of what we are seeing among our young people? I know for a long time we've been dealing with the band-aids, and it's one of the things I struggle with, particularly even with church, because we always look to put a plaster. Let me pray it away, and we hope that by praying, these issues are going to disappear into the sun. But the reality for many, many young people, for many young mothers who are many single mothers who are raising sons by themselves, for many people who are living in poverty, this actually becomes a way of life. This actually becomes the norm because they don't know anything else. And so let's talk a little bit in the time we have. What are some of the solutions? What are some of the things that we can do, even from a church perspective? Because I think as a church, we have not done enough to help our young people within the community. I know the common excuse is always, well, it is up to them to accept what we offer. But I often sit and think about what is it that the others who are influencing them to do negative is offering that is so attractive that we cannot offer. Because a lot of times these young kids are driven, are looking for a sense of belonging. They're looking for a sense of somebody to help me deal with the issues that I'm dealing with, somebody to help me get out of poverty. So what are some of the solutions? What are some of the answers we can offer?
I would say it come back to individual, and they wanted to be helped and to be a better person, because there's help out there. There's people. The church is there. The different organization might be offering help, but sometimes we ourselves need to accept that where we are and we need the help. As you said, sometimes it seems that the bad influence is more easily accepted than the right and the good moral things to do. So, and sometimes those who are given the good moral support, they give up too easily. But the guys on the block, they wouldn't give up on a young person. They will keep going after them. Even in the kingdom, sometimes we give up on young people. We talk to them 2-3 times, and they keep making the same mistake, and I already talk to you and I leave you there. But the guys on the block, they will come and try till they get them on their side. So we need to be more purpose driven. We need to see past their faults and see them for what they could become, and we need to put in the work. Sometimes we just want them to change overnight, and it won't happen. Sometimes we take our whole lifetime and we still changing and coming to grips to what God wants us to be. So we have to keep working with our young people. One thing I will love to see the church do is get back into the school system and try to work with our young people with the Bible clubs and the Good News Club. And not only that, going from time to time and do motivational speech. Go in and help them at that level to see where they're at and what we can do. Go in and rap with them, hear what's going on, and see what solution we could offer.
I like that, because a lot of times we dismiss some of the guys who've got a testimony who can really be a blessing to a lot of our young people. Some of the folks who have been through the grind, some of the folks who have been in the fight, we dismiss them. And the reason I think we dismiss them is because we think their story is not a good enough story to tell. I remember saying to one of my spiritual daughters, you need to tell your story. And the reason I'm saying to tell your story is that your story doesn't disqualify you, but rather your story offers to somebody else the hope. Somebody gets to know what is possible. And so I want to play back Daily Boy 180 Degrees, because the reason I want to play back Daily Boy 180 Degrees, because he shares his story. And a lot of times, these are the men and the women we need to help our young people. I'm a good pastor. You're a good pastor, but there's some things in my story that don't resonate with some of our young people. But then there's some other people who I'm around who knows, who have been where some of our young people have been, and their story resonates with them. And that's what we've got to build upon.
And that's a good example. When I reflect on the Israelite, when the snake was there and they were biting them, they had to get the grass and make snake to get a venom. So even as we want to help our young people, sometimes we have to use people who pass through the same situation to better understand what this young man, this young lady going through, because they don't have the father or they don't have the mother or the parents there, and they're too strict, and they following their friends or something. So time to time we need to bring in these people and have them indeed share their testimony from where they're coming and where they're going.
So this is Daily Boy for you.
80 degree, yo, sing try and win, but I'm off this. They ain't really ready, too cautious. Make a man know who the boss is. Meet up in a prayer in the office. Did a boy think too nauseous. Looking around the way where the lost is. Took him around the way where the cross is. Dripping on a man like a faucet. Dip a old man underwater. Cleansed by the blood of a martyr. Plug it to a spirit like a charger. Never going back, going fire, yeah. Never going back to the vomit, nah. Never going back to the carnage, nah. Never buy a pack at the corner store. Healed by the back of the cornerstone. Strongholds and them chains break. Generational curses. Persecuted for his name's sake. Try and walk in my purpose. Know the world's gonna hate us. Giving Jesus our burden. Staying safe in his grace, man. Selling out for no Jordans. God even set me. God even set me. God even set me free. Ain't sipping and smoking no weed. How many you want me to be? Yeah, 180 degree. God even set me. God even set me. God even set me free. Ain't sipping and smoking no weed. How many you want me to be? Yeah, 180 degree. Hold on, it's a change come. Strong winds and them rains come. Jesus blood my vein run. Taking all these.
Yes, so we've got to begin to talk to those people who we know that their lives have been changed by Jesus. That's 180 degrees turn around. Those brothers who have been in the drug yard, who knows what the drug yard is, who knows what it is to move the weed from point A to point B, who knows what it is to drink until they get drunk. Those brothers who know what it is to slam a girl and all kinds of things. Those girls who have been through the works and we've seen the power of God clean them up and work upon their lives. Those are the people we need to go back into the ghettos, into the schools, and begin to share with our young people their stories so that they can know that there is hope, there's an answer, there's a solution in Jesus Christ.
From the biblical point of view, I admire Saul who turned Paul. He was as we could say, he was a notorious murderer. He used to be slaying the Christian just for believing in Christ, and he had 130 degree turnaround. 180 degree turnaround. Paul is one of the apostles who plant church in 26 country. He writes many books, and for every young person out there, there is hope. There is a future.
Yeah, but let me be. I'm not going to use that term, but let me throw the wrench in the bicycle reel. Paul was first century Christian. Why Paul? Why can't we talk about like we have a Daily Boy? Why can't we talk about a Kester Dean? Why can't we talk about other people who are contemporary, who have been in the gutters? Why can't we talk about a Samantha Brown who have been in the gutters? And I'm not talking that they've done anything bad. I'm just talking that they've been in places where now when we look at them, we know what God has done. We've seen how God has worked in their life. And now, particularly for Samantha, who talks about she's now fiercely qualified. Those are the contemporary models that our young people need to see. I understand the base of what Paul has done and the basis from which Paul operates. I understand what Paul brings to the table. But I think a lot of times we get lost in the Paul. We get lost in the Pauls, and we miss the Samanthas, we miss the Daily, the Dale Passads, we miss the Kester D, we miss the Augustus Andrews. We miss some of the other people who have been in the mess and have emerged because of the grace of God, because of the goodness of God, because of the power of God. They have emerged. And because they have emerged, they can now share with us in a real way, in our time, what God has done for them. So let's talk a little bit about that contemporary example.
I always love that to use relevant example also. Sometimes you just have to use both. So the relevant example is what people can identify it with now, knowing that God's still working, God's still changing life, God's still doing things. And as I said, Cassidy is a big example of 180-degree turnaround. He went down in the valley, but he surrendered his life to Christ, and Christ take him up way up on the mountains, and we salute him. He's a perfect example, and all the others, Samantha Brown, and even in our own communities, you could find people who can give these examples, but we need them to come out and to share the story.
Right, because one of the things that we've done in church is that we've made them feel bad about their stories. We've made them feel as if their stories are not worthy to be told. We've made the Biancas and all the others feel as though we don't want to hear that from you. And so those people are hidden, and our young people are then left exposed. And we talk about role models, but we hide the role models in church under the pretense that their past is something that they should be ashamed of. And so people run from their past instead of embracing it and accepting that I've got a message from my past that I can share with you to help you understand the grace of God that is at work in my life even now. And so I hear you, because one of the things the church has to do, particularly, is present our role models.
Yeah. As you said, there are people there, but they sometimes don't have the opportunity to share the testimony. They don't have the forum to share the testimony sometimes. And also sometimes senior people make we feel that our testimony is not worth saying, but everybody, your testimony, your story, your salvation story is very important. Your salvation story, where you came from and how God turned your life around, is very important. That is what will change life. Sometimes it's not the preaching.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's not the singing. Sometimes it's not all the praying, but your story, somebody can identify that, you know what? Baba, you went to jail and you changed your life and you turned around your life, and now you are a Reverend Doctor.
But it doesn't even have to be Reverend Doctor.
No,
it just means now you're a successful businessman. Now you're now you're a teacher. Now you're a professional.
Yeah.
And so it should, and that is for me one of the reasons why, again, we struggle a little bit, because we tend to only identify this change with somebody in the pastorate. We've got to ensure that this change is seen at every level. Not because I'm not a pastor, it doesn't mean that God hasn't done something. It doesn't mean that it didn't come from somewhere. But it is good for people to see, let me use this term loosely, regular people.
Yeah.
And I'm using that term very loosely, regular people. That teacher that you're watching at, she can tell you her story of being raped and how she was able to recover. So some young girl sitting in the classroom understands that I don't have to end my life. Something unfortunate has happened, but something good, you can still see a good that comes from it. And I'm not glorifying rape or anything like that. I'm just saying such a story can help a young girl who may be thinking about being promiscuous, who may be thinking about going out there and doing something, and hearing your story helps her to say, you know what, this is not a route I want to take. I heard what Miss has been through, and I'm looking at where Miss is, and I see that, things happen, but look at what she's been able to become. That is what we've got to celebrate.
Yeah, and you have lots of examples like that. I can remember You have cane cutters who change their life and become their own business owner. So a lot of story. I can remember this young guy in our community mess up at this common entrance now. He working in the banking industry, went back and had a second chance and graduated.
I like that.
Graduated at UG and he's doing well. It's not because he did not give up on himself, and he had some people around him support him.
So we've got a couple of minutes because I want to pick up on two things that you've said. Do you think our young people are giving up on themselves?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. And secondly, because I think that's a key point to make, that you can present the role models, but in the end,
it's your
it
choice.
is a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to respond to it.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, why are we not hearing? No, the second thing for me is the second chance and the first chance. Some of our young people haven't even been given a first chance, much more to get a second chance. And so this is the question now. Why is it that those of us who got the story, who've been through some stuff, who've had second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, a million chances, and we've seen God, why are we not jumping on the radio and the television and getting into the schools and saying to people, I got a chance. That can happen for you.
We need to start doing that because everybody need an example to follow. And you can be that example. You could be the example in your community by breaking the barriers and changing the way things have been done. So I implore you, as whatever situation you went through, you could make a difference. Don't wait on somebody. You don't have to get a big title or an accolade to make a difference. I can remember when I was small, I didn't wait on nobody to give me opportunity. I used to go and walk around.
Yeah, but the thing with that for me is, I don't think it's fair to a lot of our young people for us to say that because I pushed, you should push. Because a lot of them don't even know what it is to push. I grew up in East Rumvelt and I've seen some stuff around me. But I also saw some good things. Big respect to the men I grew up with in East Rumvelt, because though they did their stupidness, they always said to us as young men,
Don't do that.
You ain't gonna follow we path. Though they did their stupidness. And so, while on one hand we saw the stupid behavior, on the other hand, these same men who were doing stupidness had a sense of value for the next generation in the community. And they presented themselves as a blockade between the bad and the good. And so I'm thinking a lot of times our young people don't have that. So I can't push beyond. If I'm only seeing the bad and you're encouraging me to do the bad, how do I push beyond that?
That's why, as I said, we need to make these environments for them to show them. Because if you are exposed to one environment, you could only operate according to that environment. But if they had opportunity to change their environment and to see different things, only then they could have the change in their life. So even as we aim to go into the schools, go into the communities, go into the centers, go on the football field, go on the cricket ground, wherever, we can't wait any longer. We need to go where they're at to try to make a difference, because many times they wouldn't come to us. We need to go on the block and stand up and gaff with them and interact with them and to be straight, to be relevant with them. And sometimes we are scared to do that. I can remember one time when some guys some work, and these guys really respect you because they know what you stand for. I remember being at the fish shop with them guys and hanging out and sharing with them and so, and they respect you because you're there with them, they're doing their thing, but you still there and setting an example and a tone for them to follow. So sometimes we are afraid that, hey, people are see, hey, this is the pastor Ryan Augustus by the fish shop, and we are afraid what people will say. But Jesus did not be afraid to sit and to commune and to communicate, because he came for those same people, for them to get saved and to. So many times we in our church building sitting and waiting for them to come. When the Great Commission command us to go, we need to go to every street corner, every school, even in the dispensary, even at the hospital. There are people there. Wherever we go, there's opportunity to make a difference in someone's life.
So I said to the church, I remember that, and I know some folks looked at me kind of strange when I said God did not send us into the church. Neither did God send us to build the church. Rather, he says, go ye to all the world. And so the command is for us to go into all the world. If we are going to help our young people who are struggling at every level, it means that we as kingdom citizens, we've got to leave the buildings that we're in and ensure that we are in the world, even though we are not of the world. We've got to represent Christ to them. And that's why I love what Marissa says. We've got to be released from the yoke and the bondage of sin. We've got to be released from the yoke and the bondage of religion so that we can truly impact the world for Jesus Christ. So we're going out on Marissa to Hall.
You are the giver.
This is Kingdom Vibes. I'm Reverend Dr. Chase. With me is Reverend Augustus Andrews. Remember before we go, on the 19th of June, which is next week Sunday, Father's Day, the Tushan Church of the Nazarene is going to be having another blood drive from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 19th, on Father's Day. The Tushan Church of the Nazarene will be having a blood drive. What a way to honor some men. What a way to honor those around you by giving blood. Blood save lives. Nice. And so join the pastor, Reverend Augustus Andrews, and the team at the Tushan Church of the Nazarene on the 19th of June as we give blood. So people from the Tushan community, people from the areas around Tushan, make sure you are a part of this. Listen, there's never enough blood given because blood is needed every single day to help a life wherever you are. And so remember, that blood drive is on Tushan Church of Nazarene, 1644 Light Pole Street, Tushan, on the east, not the east coast, on the east bank of Essequibo. All right, it's not East Coast, Demerara, Georgetown. That's conflicting because there's no East Coast, Demerara, George. But there's the East Bank of Essequibo. So make sure, those of you in Tushan, we want to, how many units of blood you're looking for? 19 on 19? 19 units on the 19th of June, all right? So we need 19 people at minimum to give a unit of blood.
I'm going from faith.
This is Kingdom Vibes. I'm Reverend Dr. Neil Chase. If you hear my voice going, it's because I've been preaching and ministering all weekend. And so the voice is taking a beating. It needs to rest now, but I got to go to another service. And then we're going to go to a showdown at the National Cultural Center where we're going to give God some praise. So if you are in the area, join us at the National Cultural Center at 5 p.m. as the Caribbean Transformation International Network bringing the curtain on the conference, the 2022 conference, that we're uniting the Caribbean so that the gospel of Jesus Christ can reach every home, every life, wherever we are positioned. All right, this is Kingdom Vibes. Marissa to Hall for us.
Send me free, Lord, send me free. Send me free, Lord, send me free. Say.
Let me tell you something. We also need your help. We also need your help to make sure that we keep this program on air. So if you want to support us, listen, you can just say to us, listen, we want to support you. Drop me in a line in the inbox me directly, inbox Reverend Augustus Andrews and say, listen, we want to support you. Let us know how we can support what you do so that we can keep you guys on the air. We need good holistic entertainment, not bad man song every day on the air. We need some good music that will encourage our young people to listen, live a better life.
Free from poverty.
Set me free.
Idolatry.
Free. Faith to faith. I'm going from glory to glory.
This is what we are declaring over our young people. To those of you who have been locked in with us, wherever you've been locked in from, we want to say thank you for being with us in Kingdom Vibes. I want to go out of the studio, but I gotta go.
Lord, set me free.
This is what we pray, so join us as we pray over the nation, over our young people. Lord, set them free. Remember, the Bible says, who the Son has set free is free indeed.
Set me free, Lord, set me free. Hear me now. Set me free, set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free.
Blessings of the Lord over your life.
Captivity, set me free from anxiety.
We look forward to seeing you next Sunday right here on Mad 97.5, 3 p.m. for Kingdom Vibes.
Lord, set me free. Hear me now. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Set me free, Lord, set me free. Say, set me free from captivity. Set me free from anxiety. Set me free from poverty. Set me free from idolatry. Say,
Free.
I need you, Lord.
I wanna be
Say,
released.
set me free, Lord, set me free. I need you, Lord.
Break these chains off me.
I need you.
When the sun sets free, is free indeed. No longer slaves, no longer bound. You are free to walk in righteousness. No more fear, nothing holding you back. You're free.
The children, please know them. I say, please know them. They love all talk and to cause problems. That's why the misery can't end. Lying is the lifestyle trend. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. Mix up, you not see me. You not see me round there, you not see me. Them kind of game me now play, you can't see me. You can't see me out there, you can't see me. Them kind of game me now play, you not see me. You not see me out there, you not see me. In a no dirty way, you not see me. You not see me out there, you can't see me. The kind of game, if me have broke pocket on Friday, that mean me ain't going nowhere. Begging people after they get paid. Them kind of game me not play. Some man have no shame in the game, they go beg anybody anytime, anywhere. They go beg for us sucking a chinnet and still beg a man for your sipping a beer. Well, I say please know them, I say please know them. They love make people things a problem. You want them grow up from your was 10, but for your $5 they go watch your life end. Please know them, I say please know them. Greed and jealousy is the best friend. Honesty is the best policy. Tell them they get it straight from me. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there. You know you never see me, you never see me, do me there.
It's Annie B reppin' my rush hour crew. Amy and Quay C, man, you know just how we do. Weekdays on the bandwidth and we on the tube. We be sippin' on that tea, we in the sports zone too. Let's bet, it's that Mad 97.5. 3 o'clock straight to 6, man, you know we come alive. Yeah, so tune it in and keep it locked on the dial. Catch a vibe, catch a vibe.